Hello everyone, welcome to the presentation of Group 4 about the case study section 6, LUX, Staging a Service Revolution in the Research Trends. Now first we will talk about question 1. What were the main factors that contributed to the LUX research successful service revolutions? The successful service revolution of LUX research from a services marketing perspective was the result of innovative leadership by Paul Jones, who placed listening to customer as the core of the strategy while integrating complementary elements such as the retraining employees, measuring performance, and building internal culture to ensure superior service qualities. About his CEO in 2010 after Lux acquired a struggling naval resort, which reported low occupancy and room rates. Paul Jones transformed the brand into a leading resort chain in the Indian Oceans within a few years. This success is analyzed through two main pillars. The first one is building a service foundation based on listening to customer and employee training, and the second one is optimizing performance and internal culture to sustain long-term success. Now let's move on to the first pillars. Building a service foundations based on listening to customer and employee training. To deliver high quality service, Powtrons focused on understanding customer needs through listening and enhancing the execution through employee training and standardization. First one is listening to customer through real-time feedback system. Paul Jones identified that understanding customer needs was key to service improvement. He introduced an online feedback system in 2013, replacing paper surveys with market metrics and TripAdvisor tools, enabling immediate data collection post-trade, and staff were required to input feedback daily, with management analyzing reports within 24 to 48 hours for adjustment. Therefore, theoretically, this applies to the voice of the customer in services marketing, where direct feedback shapes strategies and enhances the experience. Now let's look deep into the developing reasons to the goal lux based on customer feedback. Using data from the feedback system, both Jones encouraged teams to create 50 unique experiences through internal research and 3-month pilots, such as the Cinema Paradiso, with outdoor screens and the message in the bottle with the personalized notes, meeting guests' desires for distinctive experiences. The impact was the brand differentiation, contributing to the occupancy growth from 71% in 2011 to 77% in 2015, as guest felt services were tailored to them. They see the customer co-creation, turning customer feedback into experiential value, a key trait of services marketing. Next, we will talk about the retraining employees to standardize qualities. Paul Jones launched the Shining Personality Framework in 2011 as part of a comprehensive strategy to elevate service quality as Lux resource, particularly following the acquisition of the struggling Navy resource, which suffer from inconsistent service delivery. This program, this program was designed to build a professional, customer-centric workforce and ensure that every guest interaction reflected the core values of the Lux brand. The primary goals of Shining Personalities was to equip staff with essential skills to handle real-world situations, personalize guest experiences, and maintain consistent service quality, thereby supporting the customer listening strategies by translating feedback into actionable improvements. Therefore, the impact was a guest satisfaction increase and employee retention improvement, ensuring consistent qualities. Theoretically, this is service standardizations, reducing quality variabilities as a complement to listening in service marketing. Lastly, about the redefinitions of the core service from traditional opulence to the lighter, brighter. Let's embark on a deliberate strategic move towards a distinct lighter, brighter hospitality philosophy. This emphasized the deep-seated transformation of the entire guest experience. It involved transcending the provision of merged accommodation and basic amenities to actively creating a more efficient experience. In a competitive luxury market, lighter, brighter served as a unique selling proposition. The goal was to create experiences so distinct and positive that they could stand out and be highly memorable. Therefore, the theoretically is strongly aligns with concepts of service design and brand repositioning within services marketing, where understanding the customer journey and deliberately crafting interactions are prioritized in creating a unique value proposition and a strong competitive advantage are key tactics.
So, moving into the second part of this question, optimizing performance and internal culture to sustain long-term success is one of the mission that looks stability they can obtain to achieve their success. So after establishing the foundation, Paul Jones focused on performance optimization and internal culture, leveraging customer feedback to enhance operations. First, they measuring performance based on customer feedback to manage capacity. Cultures established a performance measurement system in 2012, so linking a significant portion of employee salaries to key performance indicators such as APITDA, TripAdvisor score, and customer feedback derived from online feedback data with quarterly evaluations to adjust capacity. For example, at LUX Learn More, the team improved service speed based on feedback about delays, leading to increase of season capacity due to reward incentive. So, typing KPI to customer feedback provide financially intensive, encouraging quick response to expectations and thus improving capacity management in the context of non-restorable services. Second, they develop internal culture through the FIESTA to enhance engagement. Pocho they launched a FIESTA program in 2012 featuring family days, soft skill training like communication, conflict resolution, and financial support based on employee feedback about moral needs with quarterly effective reviews. For instance, at Lux South Area Toy, a trained staff member successfully resolved a complaint based on customer feedback, earning recognitions and a bonus boosting team morale. So, employee feedback combined with the FEISTA support activities fostered a positive work environment, improving the team's ability to meet customer needs and maintain a system stability. So moving to the next point is about how they can build vision, purpose, values, or VPV to maintain the quality. Paul chose to introduce VPV in 2010 with values like take personal responsibility and think guests first, communicated through workshops, workplace, poster, and performance evaluations, reflective feedback on workplace culture from both staff and guests. VPV Day was more than just a set of values. It was a strategic tool to integrate feedback from both guests and staff, the fostering a consistent customer-focused work environment that can maintain the high service quality even under pressure. And with values like take personal responsibility and think guests first, BPV was designed to encourage proactive action based on real needs and reflect the desires guests expressed through feedback. So when you look at the chart here, this is a supportive role of the seven levels of service. The seven levels of service image here, they support the VPV concept by providing a framework to measure and guide employees' behavior. The top level looks shining beyond unbelievable is the ultimate goal, and VPV they serve as the cultural foundation to achieve. It emphasized that service quality should exceed desired get preferences and aim for the lux shining, with VPV providing the cultural framework for staff to maintain high standards, especially when guided when feedback. So, with VPV created a consistent culture where customer feedback was integrated to guide staff behavior, ensuring high standards and even under pressure. This is called the corporate culture alignment, combining listening to customer to sustain service quality and services environment.
Okay, so moving on to the question number two. What key challenges did Lux face while carrying out its transformation, and how were they addressed, and what else could have been done? So move on to the first questions. During a transformation from United Resort to Lux, the company faced several critical challenges that threatened both the viability of the business and the success of its ambitious turnaround strategy. First, the most critical challenge was the financial instability. At the time of the transformation, the company was already in the deep financial distress. The cash depletion made it unable to pay the employee salaries every month. Also, their ownership model extremely capital intensive. Buying even a single resort cost over $15 million, which paralyzed their cash flow. Second, there was a poor employee morale and engagement. This problem was rooted in the two major issues. First, the global financial crisis in 2008 and 2009 devastated the tourism across the industry. Also, the criminal case in the 2011 involving the murder of an Irish guest seriously damaged the trust in the brand, and these events created an atmosphere of fear and skepticism among the staff, resulting in their motivation being uh, unprecedentedly low. Many employees expressed the concern that the transformation effort could exacerbate the company decline rather than resolve it. So, another significant challenge was the lack of brand clarity and the damage to the corporate reputation. Strategically, the 90 brand had been inconsistently applied across the property, ranging from 3 to 5 star, which created the confusion for the consumer. None of the research was ranked within the top 10 of on TripAdvisor. Moreover, the aforementioned criminal case in the 2011 has severely harmed the company's image, raising the safety concerns in the eyes of the public. Also, before the transformation, the United Resort suffered from a fragmented service culture that it lacked a shared service philosophy, standardized training, and a consistent brand identity. Moreover, the lack of a common service language or behavioral framework result the resort in significant variability service quality across its portfolio of the properties. And lastly, the organization faced a notable difficulties in implementing the innovative initiative. The two early concepts in particular failed during the execution include first, the theater analogy, and this concept framed the resort experience as a theatrical performance where the resort was the stage and the employees were the actors. This original intent was to inspire the staff to approach the service with a greater present intentionality and emotional engagement, creating the wow moments for the guests as if they were performing. However, the metaphor was misunderstood by the external stakeholder. The guest took it literally, expecting the live show or entertainment performance, leading to the confusion and disappointment. The tour operators and partner also failed to see its practical value, which led to the communication breakdowns and unmet expectation. The second was the Secret Bar, which was designed as a pop-up honor-based bar that the guests could discover and mix their own drinks, enjoy the feeling of exclusivity. The idea aimed to reflect the luxe value of being unconventional and playful, offering a memorable, unbelievable experience. In practice, the self-service led to the spring village and safety concerns. More importantly, the guest experience varied too much, making it impossible to control the quality and the scale of the concept uniformly. So, how were these challenges addressed? The Lux respond to these challenges through a comprehensive multidimensional transformation strategy. First is the leadership change and strategic repositioning. In October 2010, one of the first strategic actions were to transition the company to a property ownership model to an asset-light management model. This reduced the capital expenditure, minimized the financial risk, and allowed for faster, more flexible expansion. Simultaneously, the brand were repositioned under a new identity, Lux Lighter Rider. This branding emphasized a more modern, joyful, and approachable take on luxury hospitality. Second, to reinforce a new strategic direction, Lux introduced a company-wide culture framework vision that we make each moment matter. Purpose. helping people celebrate life and values that people passion, integrity, leadership, and creativity. The CEO personally visited each resort and facilitated the engagement workshop to ensure that all the employees understood and embraced the new corporate ethos. This direct involvement uh, this direct involvement was instrumental in rebuilding the trust and fostering the alignment. Thirdly, a structured training program was deployed across the organization, involving over 2,800 employees. The program was delivered in the two phases, and it emphasized the customer-centric thinking. Employees were introduced to tools such as the perception point, which encouraged them to view the service interaction from the guest perspective. In addition, a unified service language and consistent behavioral expectations were established across our property to ensure a cohesive service experience.
Okay, so the fourth challenges that the LUX was addressed is the structural innovation in the Ideas Bank that it created. So it chose the Ideas Bank where the team members submitted the ideas that were scored and then tested and selected for the implementation. Then it launched the annual LUX Innovation Challenge to the crowdsourced solutions for business goals. For example, like the Vista, it's a program that for the employee well-being that involve the whole of their families. Then they will have some challenges and win the international HR awards. And the fifth things that Lux did is changing in the feedback, performance measurement, and the incentive. So it introduced an online guest feedback system and partner with market metrics to track the guest experience in real time. And it also established the KPIs for staff linked to the trip advisor scores, guest satisfaction, and the EBITDA, and it introduced a performance-based bonus system. So it paying the frontline staff up to 8% of their monthly salary for hitting the KPIs. And the last thing that Lux did is start standardizing and localizing the quality. So it introduced the Lux Shining hospitality standards to reflect the brand specific service expectation, and it moved from the mystery shopping to internal audits for better quality control. So it also adapted the operational procedures to each resort while preserving the brand consistency. So, however, what else could have been done? So the first thing I think that Lux could have been done is to conduct anonymous internal surveys before deep changes. So like after a financial crisis, employees have low morale and little trust in the leadership. So changes like the VPV for vision, purpose, values, rebranding, and service training were implemented very quickly. So it possibly caused the internal resistance or confusion, right? So it could have run the internal survey focus on the employees' perception of current service quality, day-to-day operational pain point, readiness and openness to change, and the influential informal leaders whom the staff look up to, and so that the Lux can grant the transformation in real internal insight and make the staff feel heard and respected before imposing a change. The second thing that Lux can do, so it is the delay experimental concepts that might cause misunderstanding. So actually, Lux introduced a hotel equal the future concept, caused the confusion for both guests and employees. So before it. Maybe Lux could have applied a pilot first strategy, like it tests the concept in just one or two resorts before a full rollout like that. And it also can use the A/B testing to compare with similar concepts, like make every interaction count like that, or collect the feedback from trial guests and frontline staff about the clarity and value of the concept. So It can reduce the risk of damaging the brain clarity or gut satisfaction, and it can also save time and cost from backtracking the failed ideas. And the third one that I think that's good have focus is to pay attention earlier on the target customer profiling. So Lux repositioned as a lighter, brighter luxury brand, but it didn't clearly define the new target audience. So girls expecting the traditional luxury might be confused or disappointed by the more vibrant casual approach. So it could have clearly segment and define the ideal customer profiles, like who are they? Are they millennial couples, adventure-seeking families, or creative and digital nomads? So personalize the ghost journey from the start too. It can use preferences quizzes on the website to suggest the tailored packages or send the pre-arrival service to personalize the services. And moreover, it need to adjust the marketing content to clearly communicate that who is Lux for. So by that, it can attract the right guest, higher satisfaction, and better online reviews. And it can also empower the staff to tailor the service with confidence, like they know who they are serving.
Okay, so let's move to the question 3. What are the next steps that Lux should take to segment its strong service culture, continue service innovation, and maintain its high repeatability? So first, we move to the service culture. To maintain and strengthen its renowned lighter, brighter hospitalities, Lux must focus on embedding service excellence into the core of its daily operation, talent development, and global expansion. So the first one is the internalization of the service culture through the continuous learning. So, uh, so the continuous education play a critical role in sustaining a strong service culture. So the original transformation at Lux were built on structured training and a set service language. However, to avoid dilution of value over time, regular reinforcement is essential. So, so the essence step include the establishing a dedicated Lux service academy that offer structured training program for all level of staff, from frontline employee to the senior leader. So, second is introducing the regular refresher course that revisit the brand vision, purpose, values in the Unit 7 level of service framework. So, also providing the mobile learning module to ensure the accessibility for seasonal or remote team member. So the expected impact is this initiative will create a unified understanding of service standards, boost employee confidence, and ensure the cultural consistencies across all properties. Second is the Empower Employee through Structured Innovation Program. So it's essential to empower frontline employees who interact with guest stylists and are often the first to identify the service gap or the new opportunities. Their ideas are invaluable in shaping guest experience and reflecting the service values. So the action step includes first in expanding the existing Lux Innovation Challenge into a year-round initiative across all resorts, inviting employees at every level to propose and pilot new service ideas. Second is establishing the internal innovation lab at each resort, where team can regularly meet to brainstorm experience, with guest experience improvement. So the third one is appointing the culture champion in each team to coach peer, gather feedback, and align innovation with Lux core vision. So the expected impact is this further rather employee engagement, nurture a culture of bottom-up innovation, and cultivates a proactive, empower the service mindset. The third one is the reinforce the culture through the recognition and rewards. So to sustain a vibrant service culture, it is essential to celebrate the people who embody the brand values in their everyday action. So recognition fuels motivation and set behavioral benchmark for others. So the action steps include first launching a digital recognition platform where colleagues can spotlight service moment, and thus it simplifies company values. Second, it introducing the monthly service hero award featuring the experiential rewards such as spa day, leadership, lunch, or the external training. Third is the series employee success story through internal communication to amplify inspiration and rise across team. And the expected impact is this effort promotes positive values-driven workplace and encourage the continuous service excellence. And the fourth is the impact culture in global expansion and talent acquisition. So, as those advance into a new market through the management agreement, it's crucial to preserve and propagate its service culture consistently. So the action steps include the designing pre-opening culture immersion program for all new property to instill the loose vision, purpose, and value before the operation begin. Second is embedding the values-based assessment into the recruitment process to ensure the new hire align with the brand service philosophies, and also assigning the mentor from at least result to guide the new team during the in initial operational months. So the expected impact it is abroad uh, guarantees the cultural alignment across all locations and build a strong unified team that lift the brighter spirit from day one.
So now we move to the second part of the question number three. What are the steps that the LUX should take in order to continue its service innovation? So to sustain its latter fragile hospitality, LUX must strive the service innovation by building on proven initiatives like the LUX Innovation Challenge and Reason to Go LUX. So first, it should strengthen the LUX Ideas Bank with the digital tools, with the rationale is that the Ideas Bank has driven successful the reason to go Lux projects like the message in the bottle, and a digital platform will enhance the idea generation and scalability across the global properties. So with the specific action is that to create a cloud-based ideas bank with the AI analytics to prioritize the idea based on the guest appeal and the VPP alignment. So pilot top ideas in one resort like the Lux Belmare before the global rollout, avoiding the past issues like the secret bars operational challenges. And this will help streamline the innovation pipeline, ensuring the consistent, high quality reason to go Lux across all resorts. And secondly, it can expand the innovation challenge with the guest input. So this is because involving guests in the innovation challenge will produce the Vista will foster the loyalty and generates the fresh and guest-centric ideas. So with the specific action is launch an online portal for the guests to submit their reason to go Lux ideas, rewarding selected ones with the personalized complimentary spa treatments. For example, a guest suggests a local craft workshop could become a new reason to go Lux, and this will enhance the guest engagement and create unique, shareable experiences and boosting the brand differentiation. And thirdly, Lux can scale the high impact reason to go Lux with data insights. So redefining the reason to go Lux, like the Kappa Lux or the message in a bottle, will using data will ensure the guest satisfaction and revenue potential as seen in their TripAdvisor success. So they can analyze the TripAdvisor feedback to optimize the reason to go logs, like tailoring the message in the bottle placement for different guest demographics, franchise coffee logs in the high growth markets like the Southeast Asia as the standalone ventures. So this will help maximize the guest appeal and create new revenue stream through the scalable innovations. And lastly, they can integrate the AI for personalized innovation. So the technology enhances the guest experience, building on the Lux online feedback system success. So they can use the AI to analyze booking and feedback data to personalize the reason to go Lux, like recommended cinema paradiso showtime based on the guest preferences, or launch a Lux app to promote the reason to go Lux features like the message in the bottle alerts. And this impact This will have impact to deliver the tailored experiences, increasing the guest satisfaction and social media buzz.
So now let's take a look at the last factor, which is high profitability. So how can Lux maintain their high profitability while staying it with the service cultures and service innovations? So the first thing that us need to do is to improve its service cultures as a profit foundation. So a strong service cultures will increase guest satisfaction, which directly leads to higher occupancies, repeat visits, or positive reviews, and a premium pricings that ensure the high profitability for the brand. So the key actions here that Lux need to apply is to have the global VPV integrations. So as Lux expand globally in China and Maldives, ensure that all new properties adopt its vision's purpose value through localized training and cultural adaptations is a must. And secondly is to have the service culture certifications. So develop formal internal certifications for Lux service excellence, while ensuring measurable standards across all locations of Lux. Secondly, is Lux need to have accelerate their service innovations with the commercial reliability filter. So the innovation boosts the brand differentiations, gets excitement, and creates new experience that encourage high occupancies, good reviews, reputations, etc., which would generate the revenue and maintain a high profitability, but only if it's feasible to implement widely and profitably. So the key actions that Lux need to do is to create and imply the top RTG Lux. So they need to package a high performing reason to go Lux, like a message in a bottle or cafe Lux, into a optional upsell partnership or standalone ventures like franchise or retail lines. And with these, Lux can charge a premium pricing for the service, which directly leads to the profit. And secondly, is to have a cost benefit framework for the new ideas. So formalize a profitability filter in the idea bank, like project ROI or scalability score, to ensure the innovation doesn't just excite for the customer, it have to earn the profit for the brand. And lastly, what Lux needs to do to maintain its profitability is to expand the asset light strategy. So management contract will generate stable revenues without the capital burdens of hotel ownership, which accelerating the ROI and margin growth. So the key actions here that Lux needs to do is to target high growth markets. So they should expand their service in China, Southeast Asia, and the Middle East, where luxury travel is rising, and using Lux as the service brand partner to the developers at that place. So that is how Lux can maintain its hyperflexibility while syncing with service cultures and service innovations. And that is also the end of our presentations. Thank you so much for listening.